This tutorial explains the taxi foot swap in detail, as well as training steps to improve your foot swap and prepare for the foiling foot swap. We start with a toeside to heelside swap, as this is typically needed after a jibe and it's the easiest swap for most people. Descend into a taxi. Ride upwind slightly and maintain speed. Steer the kite from 45 degrees up towards 12 very slowly. As the kite reaches 11, bring your original back foot forwards. To avoid nose-diving the board, you must then start pulling in the bar. Pull in just enough that your kite holds most of your weight, but not all of it. While supported by the kite, place your new back foot. This should be completed before the kite climbs to 12. You then dive the kite down to keep riding. Let's review that riding the other way. Taxi upwind for good line tension. Allow the kite to climb slowly. As the kite climbs high, lift the original back foot and start pulling in the bar so the kite holds most of your weight. Place your new back foot while still supported by the kite. This should be completed before the kite climbs to 12. Dive the kite down to keep riding. Kite control is essential for the basic foot swap. Without the kite holding most of your weight, you will nosedive the board after lifting the back foot. In light wind, the kite will support you for longest if it is slowly climbing to 12. Steer the kite up very slowly. When the kite is high, start the foot swap and gradually pull in the bar so the kite holds most of your weight. In stronger wind, if the kite is climbing too quickly, it will provide too much lift. So in stronger wind, don't let the kite climb as much and bring in the bar very slowly. There are numerous easy mistakes to make when it comes to supporting your weight with the kite. If you pull in the bar too quickly, the kite will lift all of your weight. If you don't steer up enough or you pull in the bar slowly, the kite won't hold enough of your weight. How you edge the board and foil plays a big part as well. Maintaining an upwind course and a little speed keeps your line tension pretty high and helps the kite support your weight. If you ride downwind, however, the kite will not do a good job of supporting your weight. On the other hand, if you lean too much upwind, you will struggle to stay balanced and upright on the board. If you foot swap too early, before the kite climbs, you reduce the kite's lift component. If you foot swap too late, you may lose speed and sink. Or the kite may cross over 12, which will change your course and make balancing very difficult. Taxiing speed is also critical. At low speed, you create more drag and have less time supported by the kite. At higher speeds, your foil will lift too easily. Supporting your weight with the kite is so important that most people should practice this skill in isolation. You can practice this skill by seeing how long you can lift your back leg. If you don't hang from the kite properly, you won't be able to lift your back leg for long. As you learn to hang from the kite, you should be able to lift your back leg for a second or two, depending on your kite size. If your kite is climbing smoothly and you start creeping in the bar as you lift the back foot, you should be able to do fairly long back leg lifts. The longer your back leg lift, the more prepared you are for foot swaps. At first, foot accuracy can be an issue. If you place your feet too close to the nose, you will dive after the swap. If you place your feet too close to the tail, you will climb after the swap. If you place them off centre, you will tilt to one side. A great way to improve your chances is to reduce the movement you make during a foot swap. If you start with a wide stance and make a large movement, you are more likely to apply your weight incorrectly. However, you can massively reduce the movement required. Shuffle your feet closer together, this gives a narrow stance. Also, pre-turn your upper body towards the new stance. Now you only need to make a tiny movement. The chances of making a mistake are now much lower. You should also learn to swap from heelside to toeside stance. This uses all the same principles explained so far. Edge slightly upwind. Steer the kite up very slowly. As the kite climbs to a higher angle, bring the back foot forwards and gradually creep in the bar to hold most of your weight. Place your new back foot while still supported by the kite and before the kite reaches 12. Then dive the kite enough to keep riding. Let's look at that riding the other way. There is a more challenging and faster version of this foot swap. Instead of using the kite to feel weightless, you jump up to make yourself feel weightless for a fraction of a second. And if you're quick enough, you can foot swap in this time. You jump up, quickly move your old back foot, and quickly place the new back foot. When practicing, you can use a little kite lift and a small pop-up to slow things down a little. Keep practicing and eventually you can foot swap without waiting for lift from the kite at all. This is well worth learning as it will give you a better chance with later kite foil tricks. The next step is the foiling foot swap. Access the Kite Foil playlist to watch tutorials in order. Thanks for watching and safe kite foiling to all of you.